Not too bad. There we go. There we go. Getting up the drop frames. Yes, I'm still trying to remember what the what it was that I was thinking of for the preamble. Although the Golem game is a good supplement. I admittedly did not read enough of the article to properly discuss it, but I'm still very excited about the Golem game. We also have our two. I got two memes. I managed two whole memes this time, and I'm quite pleased of one of them. The other one is, "Hello Peaches, welcome in." Yes, I did think of two whole good memes. The bottom one I'm not so pleased with, except for the doubling of Frodo and Sam's looks at Faramir. That I was quite pleased with. I thought that was quite good. But the top one I'm more pleased about. Because it really does. It really is how it happens. So I totally forgot how intense of a Faramir episode this is going to be. Like we're literally it's gonna be just Faramir for this whole time. This is the Faramir episode. Hello, Raklos, wonderful to have you in. Yes, well, this is going to be the Faramir episode. There will be like we won't escape from Faramir for this whole episode. It's gonna be laid on thick. And we're gonna see him be very mean to some hobbits. We're gonna see him be very rude to some hobbits. We're gonna see him be very racist. It's just gonna be a lot of Faramir. Yeah. And he just doesn't stop talking. Like he just doesn't stop talking at any stage, and it's I do find it quite funny. But I will. But the thing is, I suppose I can't really say anything about that because I also will not stop talking about Faramir. So I guess I am actually no better than Faramir in this case, which is grueling to admit. But yes. Instead of that, and cool memes. Thank you so much. So I did not. Hello, 7 stones. I did not manage to read the article about the Golem game because I'm sleepy. But even if the only thing they're talking about is a difference of visual landscape for Tolkien, and that's why they're going to because for anyone who's listening, the article is about how the Golem game is going to try and step away from the film imagery of Lord of the Rings, which, as you all must know by now, I simply can't. An announcement post? Let me read it. Let me tab it. That's no worries. Don't worry, Peaches. That's fine. Oh, I did. I posted it on me Tumblr. I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, I have a very distinct memory of doing that. Peaches reblogged it, so it must. Yes, I must have. Yes. Okay. You scared me for a second there. Ugh. Ugh. I will, maybe next time I'll stop. If I'm actually going. Oh, I didn't ping people on Discord. I didn't. You're right. You're right. That's the whole point of the Discord. Give me a second. Give me just 1 second. I'll do it on my phone. If the internet will catch up. if it wants to catch up. Come on, babe. Just a little effort. Thank you. Give me a second. Give me. Strem's starting. That'll have to do. That'll have to do. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, chaos continues. So, exactly. You can't expect me to both have any level of remembering of anything else if I manage to make, like, 2 good memes, not just 1. So, that's the issue. So, what were we... yes, okay. So, we're going to... So apparently in the Gollum game, we are going to get a vision of Lord of the Rings that is not like the films and is more like Tolkien's own designs and drawings and stuff. Which is, as you all know, delightful for me to hear. Like, even if they're not going to change, even if they're going to go on even the most film canon, I don't even mind. I'm totally happy with this. Even if they go completely off canon, which they actually have to make this game, like, there is no... I can't see a single way this game is going to be made and have a coherent gamified plot. He does look a little bit... He doesn't look a lot like the movie version, though. I am sad that he doesn't look like a green, slimy man. But he looks at least a little slimy. And he has... I mean, worryingly, he does have a more ape-like appearance, which I'm not... Oh, do you not like him? Oh, no! Oh, a terrible review from Ratgloss has appeared of this new Gollum game. If he does look too cute, you're right. I agree. But there was no way they were gonna, like, I'm surprised he doesn't look more cute, I have to admit. I'm surprised that he looks as grimy as he does. I would have thought that they would have had to have made him a little even more cute than he is already. Yes. Again, well, they have to, because they're making him a main character for a game, which I just still can't. Like, at this point, I'm fully for this game. I want to get it. I want to play it. I'm excited about it now. I'm genuinely excited about it. I've done a whole 180 on this game. I went from being really irritated that it exists, because God only knows there are other ways and other places that Lord of the Rings can be gamified, and this seems like the most strange one of all. But now I'm back to because everyone was so mean to it, and now I'm actually quite excited about the whole concept. Okay, I'm glad you're still excited. Hello, Honeybee. Nice to have you in. We're discussing the Gollum game. Yes, I'm quite excited about this game now. I'm actually going to. Oh, hello, Dessa. Yes, so I'm going to actually buy this game now. Like, initially I said to myself, I'm not going to actually do anything. I have money for other things I need. This one I can miss. This piece of Tolkien media I can actually miss. But I've changed my mind. I've changed my tune. I'm going to pay money for this. No, he's not. Exactly, Raklos. He's just not good for a standard protagonist. Excited for the concept of Aragorn as a villain, because okay. So the other thing that we might get is we're going to get Gollum in Forest. Apparently, is the hint and the rumor. So if Gollum is in Forest, Gollum must be being chased by Aragorn. Gollum being will we get the dreadful elves' very bad, no good ability to keep any hold of any of their prisoners? I don't know why. Like I don't know why they have what? They have what? What now? What? Could somebody link me to a direct hyperlink image of it? Not the article itself, but just the image. If you could direct link the image for me, because I think my internet can probably cope with just that. if it's just that. Oh, well, that's annoying. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. So we're getting yes. So okay. So potentially in this game, in this game, we're going to get Gollum being given over to the, which is so funny, by the way, being given over to the elves. Like Aragorn really was like, well, you didn't manage to keep hold of the 13 dwarves and hobbit that you had last time. Have an even smaller man, which I'm sure you'll be able to keep hold of. This even smaller, even skittier man. And I don't know what else he expected, honestly. But if that's the case, if we're going to be able to get to be mean to elves, good God, this is the game for me. This is the one game for me. Honeybee, Honeybee, no, please. Please, you have no idea the level of agonizing moral trauma I go through when people give me things. Please, please. Last year, you all nearly gave me a heart attack last year. I really. Okay, what is it? What are the articles said? Okay, I haven't laid eyes on the elves you'll meet later in the game, but they're said to live closer to the soil than their cinematic brethren. The star performer is presumably Daedelic's rendition. Oh, presumably Daedelic's rendition of Thranduil, Legolas's dad. Oh, who appears in concept art as something like a dryad. Oh, Jesus. Okay, with a branching crown that changes according to the season and flowers sprouting all over his body. Huh. Well, okay. I'm alright. Not against Thranduil being a little grubby plant man. I'm not against it. Sounds cool. Sounds fun. Sounds fruity. To me. I'm into this. I've anything to get away from the fucking miserable film elves. Anything you can give. Listen. The plant pube Tumblr post has haunted me for many years. But you can do that if you're gonna just if only you take yourself away from the film version of elves. You can give them plant pubes. I'm fine with this. I'll accept it, just so long as they don't have. Yes, it's your post, Honeybee. Why do I now? Is that true? Am I accusing you correctly of that? Oh, okay. I'm not accusing you correctly of that. No, maybe it's just me. For some reason, I associated Honeybee with the plant pube post on Tumblr. But maybe it wasn't you that sent it to me. Maybe it was someone else. I just hear something. I'm so sorry, Honeybee. I'm so sorry. I just hear something weird. That's mean. I just hear something, and I just associate. Listen. It's not exactly. Yes, it's not like you haven't put effort into changing. Exactly. It's not like you have put effort into not making that what you are iconic for. Anyway. Yep, everyone agrees. I'm so sorry, Honeybee. Everyone agrees. But yes, so if we get like a good, yeah, it is, yeah, it's the weird sex stuff is Honeybee's thing. Yeah, you do. That speaks the truth. I'm so sorry, Honeybee. I'm glad you're here, though. Love to have you here. Right. Yes, it is. We all know it to be true. People will write weird fanfic about elves having sex. I'm just like, they're not gonna tie you up. I'm sorry. Yes, well, I don't want to. So, okay, let's get into it because we have so much Faramir to cover, and you bet I'm gonna stop every fucking inch of this section. You think I've been so I've been so well behaved for the past few chapters. I've only had a few slip ups, as it were. But now we come to Faramir. And yes, exactly, Des. I was thinking of you while I was speaking. Now, yes, you did post that. But now it is time for me to really let loose. I keep forgetting quite how much Faramir there is in this chapter, and how he just doesn't fucking stop talking. I keep forgetting. I keep thinking it's going to be less than it is. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but nope. He just keeps talking, and it gets worse and worse. Anyway, so let's continue. We stopped at an exciting point as well. To catch everyone up, Faramir has found them, and then he rushes off to do a battle. Kaz, hello! Excellent! Yes, yes, that's true. It's Kaz, we're delighted to have you. Excellent, thank you for coming. Everyone's happy to have Kaz. Well, you're just ready to hear us start talking, hear us start reading. So Faramir came upon our two hobbits, and they are being held by Damrod and Mablung, and they were briefly talking about the Southrons and being miserable about it, but now we get to the exciting part. So their talk died down into a listening silence. All seemed still and watchful. Sam, crouched by the edge of the fernbrake, peered out. With his keen hobbit eyes, he saw that many more men were about. He could see them stealing up the slopes, singly, or in long files, keeping always to the shade of grove or thicket, or crawling, hardly visible in their brown and green raiment, through grass and brake. All were hooded and masked, and had gauntlets on their hands, and were armed like Faramir and his companions. Before long they had all passed and vanished. The sun rose till it neared the south, and the shadows shrank. "I wonder where that dratted Gollum is," thought Sam, as he crawled back into deeper shade. "He stands a fair chance of being spitted by an orc, or being roasted by the yellow face. But I fancy he'll look after himself." He lay down beside Frodo and began to doze. It's so funny that there's a battle about to start, and Sam's just like, "Oh, I'll just go to sleep." He woke, thinking that he had heard horns blowing. He sat up. It was now high noon. The guards stood alert and tense in the shadow of the trees. Suddenly the horns rang out louder and beyond mistake from above, over the top of the slope. Sam thought that he heard cries and wild shouting also, but the sound was faint, as if it had come from a distant cave. Then presently the noise of fighting broke out near at hand, just above their hiding place. He could hear plainly the ringing grate of steel on steel, the clang of sword on iron cap, the dull beat of blade on shield. Men were yelling and screaming, and one clear loud voice was calling, "Gondor! Gondor!" "Sounds like 100 blacksmiths all smithying together," said Sam to Frodo. "They're as near as I want them now." But the noise grew closer. "They are coming!" cried Damrod. "See, some of the Southrons have broken from the trap and are flying from the road. There they go, our men after them, and the captain leading." Sam, eager to see more, went now and joined the guards. He scrambled a little way up into one of the larger bay trees. For a moment he caught a glimpse of swarthy men in red running down the slope some way off, with green-clad warriors leaping after them, hewing them down as they fled. Arrows were thick in the air. Then suddenly, straight over the rim of their sheltering bank, a man fell, crashing through the slender trees, nearly on top of them. He came to rest in the fern a few feet away, face downward, green arrow feathers sticking from his neck below a golden collar. His scarlet robes were tattered. His corselet of overlapping brass plates was rent and hewn. His black plaits of hair, braided with gold, were drenched with blood. His brown hand still clutched the hilt of a broken sword. It was Sam's first view of a battle of men against men, and he did not like it much. He was glad that he could not see the dead face. He wondered what the man's name was, and where he had come from, and if he was really evil of heart, or what lies or threats had led him on the long march from his home, and if he would not really rather have stayed there in peace. All in a flash of thought which was really quickly driven from his mind, for just as Mablung stepped towards the fallen body, there was a new noise, great crying and shouting. Yes, the swarthy. Okay, okay. So, pausing for a second before we get to the really exciting part. So we had Gollum having his opinion of the Southrons. See, this is the issue. It would be so easy for me to say that actually, the point that Tolkien's making is because he gives Sam this line, which again, why was it even if nobody's ever seen it because it's in the fucking well, everyone's seen it, but you know, it's in the extended edition. Why would you give this line to Faramir? Of course, no. This is the problem. People keep on they wanted to make Faramir better than he really, so much better than he is in the book, that they literally took lines that are specifically for Sam, because of course Sam would be thinking this way, and gave it to Faramir, who is a known racist, even more racist than Boromir, who is also definitely very racist towards the Southrons for sure. And it's just so blatant the way that they wanted to drive this point. The point that they wanted to drive about the stewards and Gondor and Faramir, like they really wanted to push this narrative of Faramir good because he hates his father who is bad, and his father's bad. It keeps me up at night. Why would you give this? This is Sam's point. Of course Sam would be making this point because he's from the outside, he's coming in. All of these men are strange to him, and all of them are attacking him at the moment, or at least some of them are keeping him prisoner. Some of them are attacking them. Who is he supposed to care about? None of them or all of them. And Sam is like, well, all of them. And he's thinking, yes, of course Sam is the one who's going to have... It's absolutely criminal that they took this line from Sam and gave it to Faramir. Faramir is not the man who deserves to have Sam's lines when he's the one who captured him in the first place and is about to be really rude to him in a second. Like, the gall, the motherfucking gall to give this line to Faramir. And it isn't even a line either. Abominable. Anyway, yes, I'm sorry, that was the point. The point was that it would be really easy in my head if to say that the point Tolkien actually wanted to make here is that, you know, strange people aren't so strange and maybe they are good, etc., because he gives Sam this feeling and he gives Gollum, who I guess is not meant to be sympathized with or agreed with, he gives Gollum the lines about the men being dark-faced and evil, therefore. But you can't do that. You simply cannot do that, because, no, you have to remember, Tolkien is actually never making a point. It's very important. He's never making a point. He's trying to make a good story, and he's always trying to make it so that the characters are acting in ways that make the story good. It is a good story for Sam to be thinking about this way. This does not mean that he gets a pass, or that he was trying to be anti-racist or whatever. But it still means that we have these dreadful discussions about whether or not Tolkien was racist or not, and it keeps going round and round on Tumblr and on Twitter, and it just agonizes me. I remembered what I was going to talk about. But we won't talk about it now because that would mess stuff up. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Try to remember. Let me get more water. Ugh. I could tolerate eating babies, but I draw the line at Gollum being racist. Well, I'm sorry. He is. He is actually racist. Like, for real, Gollum is actually racist. But it's not, like, you know, it's not wild. Everybody's racist in this book. Okay. Yes, great crying and shouting. Amidst it, Sam heard a shrill bellowing or trumpeting, and then a great thudding and bumping, like huge rams dinning on the ground. Where? Cried Damrod to his companion. May the Valar turn him aside. Mumak! A Mumak! To his astonishment and terror and lasting delight, Sam saw a vast shape crash out of the trees and come careening down the slope, big as a house, much bigger than a house it looked to him, a grey-clad moving hill. Fear and wonder, maybe, enlarged him in the hobbit's eyes, but the Mumak of Harad was indeed a beast of vast bulk, and the like of him does not walk now in Middle-earth. His kin that live still in latter days are but memories of his girth and majesty. On he came, straight towards the watchers, and then swerved aside in the nick of time, passing only a few yards away, knocking the ground beneath their feet. His great legs like trees, enormous, sail-like ears spread out, long snout upraised, like a huge serpent about to strike, his small red eyes raging. His upturned horn-like tusks were bound with bands of gold and dripped with blood. His trappings of scarlet and gold flapped about him in wild tatters. The ruins of what seemed a very war tower lay upon his heaving back, smashed in his furious passage through the woods, and high upon his neck still desperately clung a tiny figure, the body of a mighty warrior, a giant among the Swertings. Ugh. Oh, Swertings. A terrible word. The great beast thundered, blundering in blind wrath through pool and thicket. Arrows skipped and snapped harmlessly about the triple hide of his flanks. Men of both sides fled before him, but many he overtook and crushed to the ground. Soon he was lost to view, still trumpeting and stamping far away. What became of him Sam never heard, whether he escaped to roam the wild for a time, until he perished far from his home, or was trapped in some deep pit, or whether he raged on until he plunged into the great river and was swallowed up. Sam drew a deep breath. "Oh, an Oliphant that was," he said. "So there are Oliphants, and I've seen one. Oh, what a life! But no one at home will ever believe me. Well, if that's over, I'll have a bit of sleep." "Sleep while you may," said Mablung, "but the captain will return if he is unhurt, and when he comes we shall depart swiftly. We shall be pursued as soon as news of our deed reaches the enemy, and that will not be long." "We'll go quietly if you must," said Sam. "No need to disturb my sleep. I was walking all night." Mablung laughed. "I do not think the captain will leave you here, Master Samwise," he said, "but you shall see." I just love the way Sam's mind goes so quickly from, oh my god, like my meme is so good. He's literally seeing a dead body for the first time basically, and he's filled with the horrors of war, and then he's like, Oliphant! Oh my god, and he forgets everything, and then he goes to sleep immediately afterwards. I love him. I love Sam so much. There is no greater man. Even Boromir, in fact. Ooh, we're getting a little low in the KBS ratio. Am I still hearable? Do I still sound good? We might be. Yeah, our drop frames have climbed up to 61.1%, which is miserable. Can somebody? Ooh, I think we're very. We've got a really long delay, haven't we? I think we've got a really long delay. Can somebody tell me when you hear me say now? Oh my goodness, what a long delay. Oh. Oh yes, exactly. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, I think there's something. Give me 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Yes. Yes, so my mother was on the internet. We are going, I'll just type it in the thing.